focus to Karnataka now. Karnataka government continues to be in a fix despite moving the reservation offered to Panchamasali Lingayats to a new 2D OBC reservation category. The community has decided to reject the government's outreach, a move taken at a meeting of community leaders headed by Basava Jayam Mrityunjay Swamiji and BJP MLA Basanguda Patil Yatnal. Panchamasali Lingayat Seer, in fact, has set up a 24-hour deadline to the government to include them in the 2A category. The Seer also threatened of mass protest outside Bommai's residence in Haveri if the decision was not taken. Meanwhile, the Brahmin community across the state has also expressed anguish over the decision, saying reservation for the Lingayat section will take away a certain percentage from the 10% EWS quota.
ನಡೆದಂಥ ಸಚಿವ ಸಂಪುಟ ನಿರ್ಣಯ ಏನಿದೆ ಆ ನಿರ್ಣಯವನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕಾರಿಣಿ ಸಭೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದರ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಹೋರಾಟದ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವಾಗಿ 24 ಗಂಟೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿಯೇ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಪಂಚಮಸಾಲಿ ಸಮುದಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ತಾವು 2A ಮೀಸಲಾತಿಗೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಂತಹ ತತ್ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೀಸಲಾತಿಯನ್ನು 24 ಗಂಟೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿಯೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕು. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಜನವರಿ 12ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಒಳಗಾಗಿಯೇ ಗೆಜೆಟನ್ನು ಪಂಚಮಸಾಲಿ ಸಮುದಾಯದ ಮೀಸಲಾತಿ ಕುರಿತಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗೆಜೆಟ್ ಅಧಿಸೂಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊರಡಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಜನವರಿ 12ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಗುರುವಾರ ಅಷ್ಟೊಳಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಧಿಸೂಚನೆ ಹೊರಡಿಸದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಜನವರಿ 13ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ ದಿವಸ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಗೃಹ ಏನು ಶಿಗ್ಗಾವಿ ವಿಧಾನಸಭಾ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಶಿಗ್ಗಾವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಭೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ.
ನಾವು ಮೀಸಲಾತಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೂ ಧಮಕಿ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಧಮಕಿ ಏನಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಸೌಧನ ಮುತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯಾರನ್ನೂ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಉಚ್ಚಿ ವೈಲಾಗೂ ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಟ ಮಂದಿತ್ತು, ಗಾಬರಾಗಿತ್ತು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಡೆಕಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅಲೋಕ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಪಾಲೋದು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ತಾಯಿ ಆಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಐತೆ. ನಾವೇನಾರ ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಂದಿದ್ರೆ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧನೇ ನಡೀತಿದೆ.
We have Neha live with us. Neha, quota stir is intensifying in Karnataka. Now, Lingayat groups have rejected the offer that has been placed on the table, and they are now threatening a stir if their demands are not met. So, what's the government planning to do at this point?
Well, Radhika, quite a dicey situation over here for the Bommai-led government, as, they have been struggling with this quota reservation for quite some time now. We initially saw the Lingayat community there, launching a massive agitation in Belagavi district during the assembly session. And it was after the Chief Minister gave them an assurance that, their demands would be looked into, that they actually decided to withdraw their protests. Now, today, with the Chief Minister coming out and announcing that, they would in fact be given the 2D reservation and not the 2A reservation, they've very clearly gone on to reject that assurance and stuck with their original demand of 2A reservation. Now, in a bid for the government to be, of course, given the legal framework, if the government has to, in fact, implement the 2A reservation for the Lingayat community, or the Vokkaliga community for that matter, that would then, in fact, mean that a portion of the other communities, percentage would be coming down. And this is precisely what the Brahmin community, in fact, has now raised opposition to the government planning to use the economically weaker section quota, for Lingayats and Vokkaligas, and this has clearly gone on to, become quite a mess over here now. We'll really have to wait and see as to how the government manages this, because this is important. Having said that, the tone of the politics in the state of Karnataka is being set by the caste politics. You have senior leaders of the BJP, you have the Prime Minister who's set to visit in a couple of days, you have JP Nadda who's in the state right now, you have Mr. Amit Shah also who had come down to the state. All the top brass of the BJP here coming to the state, making a Lingayat outreach, but with that being said, whether the demands, of course, of the 2A reservation would be met or not, we'll have to wait it out and see. The community has set a new deadline now and said that if a gazetted notification on the 2A reservation is not passed by the government by the 12th of this month, then in that case, they would be launching a massive agitation at the Chief Minister's residence in Haveri.
Right, so Lingayat community rejecting government's outreach. Now we'll have to wait and watch out for what the next move of Karnataka government will be. Thank you, Neha, for bringing all those updates.